this video, I'm going to try and explain the basic concept of what a backlink is. This video is for beginners, so if you know this, you can actually just skip right ahead. But if you're new to SEO and you're new to the concept of backlinks in SEO, then I suggest you watch this because this is a very fundamental. Okay, so let's try and make a representation over here of a page. Let's assume that this is a page with some text content in it, right? So we have text. Let's represent it this way. Let's suppose this page has a lot of text. Okay, um, should actually be that way. And so we're creating a page. It could be on our site, it could be on our blog, it could be on a Web 2.0 site, it could be any text, right? On any sort of page. So um, uh, it could be a blog comment, it could be any kind of text like a forum link and things like that. So we create the text, we create the content on the page, and of course it could be embedded with images, and it could have a video embed, and it could have bullets and things like that. I'm just doing this for as a very basic representation to help you understand what a backlink is. So I create this page, and then I want to let's suppose I want to rank for the keyword best uh, best drones, right? So I add that keyword within my content somewhere. Obviously, it should be naturally looking. It shouldn't be just like out of context. So when you write your content, you're sort of writing about that topic, and then you in your mind you figure out when to insert the keyword, and it conforms to the sentence that you're writing, and then you type in the keyword. And I'm just going to represent it by underlining. So we have your content here, and then we insert a link. This is called a backlink right here because it's linking out to another page. So it's a backlink for that page. Now let's assume this is our money site, or in other words, this is the page we want to link to. This is the page we want to rank in Google. This is the page we are optimizing for. It could be part of a website, a larger website, so it's a page within that website. And let's suppose this page has some content on the drone, on best drones, right? Best drones review. And then we go ahead and we write, that's the title, and then we have the actual content and what have you. So so now I basically I've created this link, and this link in my and I'll go through this in a walkthrough, which is very basic. I mean, if you're doing any sort of web work, you already know this. So this is just for beginners, right? So if you know this stuff, just skip right ahead. So this link, uh, there's a link on this page, and mind you, there could be other links also on this page pointing to other sites. But the interesting part is that we're linking with the keyword best drones to this page right here. So that's sort of the link. We create this link, and when Google crawls this site, it clicks on this link, and it sees that, hey, there's a backlink here to this site, and then it gets to this site and crawls the content on this site. But in doing so, because this link is pointing to this page, Google gives this page right here a plus point. This is at the very basic algorithm explanation, right? So I'm just saying things in very simplistic terms. So Google gives this page a plus point in its ranking signal for this keyword, for the keyword best drones. And if the content around here, of course, is optimized and about best drones and things, then you get more points and things like that. I mean, it has to be relevant. Um, which I talk about in my other videos. Okay, so what we have here is now we have a backlink from this page to our money page, or the page we're trying to rank, and then this page gets a plus point because Google sees uh, Google basically says, hey, somebody's talking about this site. Google doesn't know we've created this backlink, and that's what link building is. I mean, Google doesn't really know. It's supposed to happen naturally. So Google is supposed to think that, hey, somebody wrote a blog post on drones and they linked to this article because this article had something valuable to say. So let's give this page a plus point in its rankings because, hey, this interesting page is talking about it. And then again, if this page itself is on a trusted site, or this page becomes popular, or for example, say it's on a site which is very popular, like maybe a news site or a high sort of authority site, then of course the link juice and the points that this page gets because of this backlink goes up. It skyrockets as the site gains authority, or this page has if this page has high authority. So that's a very basics. Of course, you could go ahead and create other pages, or you can approach guest bloggers, or you could go to forums, and you can do the same thing. So you can start linking out to your page, and you use a keyword. Again, you can use best drones, but again, this is you have to be very careful not to fall into the penguin over optimization. And for that, you need to see my video, which is about anchor ratios and keeping your anchor links and your backlink profile very organic and naturally looking. So the next link you could get on this site could be something like just the word drones, right? Or this link could be something like just your website URL, mysite.com, or it could be something like click here, things like that. So I'm just these could be two separate ones. I just put them together for the sake of representation. So these are then all your backlinks, and you start building these up, and these can be created by you, or you could approach other guest posting people, or you could maybe your post goes viral and someone just talks all over about it, or you do a press release or something. So backlinks can be of different types, and it could also be a social share. So let's just try and represent. So somebody popular Twitter, someone on his say a popular person has a tweet in a Twitter account, and he's a popular tweeter, like he tweets and he's known. So let's just put it down as this. Let's say popular Twitter account, right? He's got like tons of followers and who read his tweets regularly. Let's suppose he puts out a tweet. He likes your post is of high value. You send him a message and you tell him like, hey, I just put this post out, and since you're also a drone um, um, a drone fanatic, can you like just check out my post? Maybe you like it, and maybe your followers will like it. And of course, your post has to have something good to say, something of high value, something original. So he likes it. So he visits your post and he likes it, and then he simply goes out, and what he does is he tweets. On he he tweets and he hashtags your site, and or he inserts the link to your site. Uh, yeah. So then that's represented by hashtag. Uh, he says, say you have my drones. He could hashtag it with your domain, which would be really good for a tweet mention, or he could just simply insert the link inside the tweet, right? So I'm just trying to represent that over here. So he tweets, right? So this tweet comes out, and then it's got a link. So it's got a link from from his Twitter profile to your site. So he shared your post basically. Basically, he shared your post. This is called a social share, and the same thing can happen on Google Plus, LinkedIn, and there's like tons of Facebook, YouTube, and there's like a ton of like social sites. So those are social backlinks. And then if people actually read this tweet, and they click on the link and they come to your site, then that's going to work a lot more in your favor, because Google then values that tweet a lot more, because Google is measuring actual user interaction and clicks and jumps and how traffic flows into your site. So same goes with these pages. If these turn out to be popular pages, or and people actually read them and then they click on the drones link or this link right here and they jump to your site, Google is watching the traffic coming in. Mind you, your site has to, your page has to have all the good user experience elements, because if people jump to that page and then they shut the browser and they don't stay much, their dwell times are low and their bounce back rates are very high, then you're not going to get as much link juice as you would otherwise. So these sites right here could be, this could be a forum, this could be a blog comment where you drop the link, could be any Web 2.0 site like Quora.com. These are, so this could be a site Quora, this could be, not the backlink, I'm just representing the site here. It could be, it could be a blog comment, right? It could be a forum post. It could be a Google website, which is Google has this new thing called sites.google.com. They could create it, and it could be any social post or anything like that, right? So you're basically uh, building backlinks from all this content with the keyword that you choose to your site. And just, you can see a lot of stuff is happening here now, because all these different sites are now saying, "Hey, this is a good page. They've got some good stuff written here." That's how Google is reading it. Like, here's people on the forums are chatting about your blog post, your awesome blog post. Some people are leaving blog comments there. Of course, this is you, probably you. 90% of these could be you yourself doing it under the guise of being somebody else. And that's what SEO is, and that's the whole debate about black hat and white hat SEO. So these, and now the more popular these pages become, uh, the more and if the domains have authority, then they pass a lot more link juice, is what we call it. So, and that link juice is nothing but um, uh, the ability for this site to push a ranking ability to your page. It's pushing a ranking ability. It's pushing juice, some power down. That's just a common a phrase that's used um often. Now tier two backlinks. I do talk about tier twos and tiered link building, but I'll just talk about it very briefly here. What a lot of SEOs do is, so say you write this post and it has a certain amount of authority, page authority, it gets picked up, and but it's not doing much. It's not moving the ranks much because it's not getting popular. Then what you could do as an SEO is, you could start building links to this page, to this very page, right? And you can use automated tools for this, because this page is not on your website, it's somewhere else, so you can't really get a penalty. So you can fire up some of the automated link building tools, and you can start creating these pages, and these become tier 2 pages, right? Because they're not sorry about that. Let's get this. Okay, for some reason I don't know why that's happening. Anyway, you get the point, right? These are your inbound links to a tier 1. This is a tier 1 page right here. This is tier 1. It's a tier 1 page. Okay. Right here. This is a tier 1 page right here. This entire page is a tier 1, and so are all these right here. All these are tier 1 pages. That are the pages that are linking directly to your site. These are tier 1s. And now the pages that link to this page or this page or any of the tier 1 pages are tier 2 pages. They don't link directly to your site. So what they do is, basically, you can fire up tools, or you can do this manually also. You can But generally, the tier 2 links are less powerful than the tier 1 links. So they're not, maybe not be contextual links. They could be just blog comments, or they could be directory links, or they could be, we call them thin links, and they have lower power. But they exist in larger numbers. They're like a massive quantity, and that's why you can fire up tools, automated link building tools to build this. And what you do is you start linking to this site, and you can go a little more aggressive on the anchor ratios. So you can start using more of the anchor ratio. But I recommend using a lot of LSI keywords, which are similar keywords, which you will unearth when you do your keyword research. If you watch the keyword research module, that will tell you exactly how to find these LSI keywords. So, drones of 2000, best drones of 2018. So I'm just, so you could have 100 different tier 2 links here for in one cluster that are linking down to your tier 1s. So what happens is basically Google visits these sites once they get indexed, right? So you have to make sure they're indexed. For that, you need to pass them through an indexing tool, which is why indexing is really important, because Google can maybe crawl the site, visit the site, but it thinks, hey, this is, I don't really trust this site, I don't trust this page, and I'm not going to index it. And if Google doesn't index these pages, then they're not passing any link juice down at all. So it's as good as not having that link. The same goes with tier 1 links. It's very important to get them indexed by Google. By the pages being indexes, I mean that they go into Google's database. When Google crawls out and goes to all the different pages, it basically gathers it. Then it looks at whether it should trust that page or not with the content on the page. Is the content valuable? Is it too thin? Is it on a trusted site? Does it have other trusted links pointing to it? So they have their own internal algorithm, and once you pass that test, then you get indexed. So then that page goes into the Google database, and it has an ability to rank, and that's when you start building backlinks to it. If it's not indexed, then it doesn't rank, obviously. But if it is indexed, then would rank for some keyword or the other, or it's just there in the index. It has the ability to pass juice down once it's in the index. So these pages, when you make them, they will be thin. So Google will probably may skip some of them. So you need to make sure that you get it indexed. But if these are, like, say this is say this one is a blog comment on a popular blog post, and that's already indexed, then when Google comes back and recrawls that page and for new data on that page, then your link gets included. So some of these could already be indexed, the pages. Or if they're fresh pages, then you have to make sure they get indexed. And for that, you need tools, right? There are SEO tools that force the indexing. And I'll talk about indexing in a separate video because it is a very important aspect. And a lot of SEOs miss it out. So you can wait for Google to come back and crawl it naturally. You can wait a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks for these pages to index on their own. But if that's not happening, or if you're in a hurry, you can run an indexing tool and get it indexed. These indexing tools basically have backdoor methods to get pages indexed in Google after the crawl. So, uh, uh, okay, so that said, then we can even have tier 3 links, right? Okay, so I'm gonna try and push this down here because I want to explain what tier 3 links are. Tier 3 links are nothing but links that you create or that are created that are pointing to your tier 2 links. Yeah, you got that right. So like this, you want to power up this post and then this one, or you could just like point to this one also. So these are tier 3 links, right? And they're powering up your tier 2s. And of course, these will have to be of even lower in larger quantities. So you could have like thousands of them here, powering these up, powering your tier 2s up, and then your tier 2s power your tier 1s, and then the tier 1 powers your homepage. That's how the link juice flows. It flows right through. So each of these have lesser power, but they're large quantities, so they pass on a lot of juice, and they can be of lower quality because you can't really get penalized, and you don't care if this tier 2 link gets penalized by Google. So this is a trick that and a very, very powerful method that's still working, and a lot of SEOs are using this. So you push down the juice to a tier 2 link from this tier 3 link. Again, you can use the keywords. You use keywords here again. So you can buy drones, drone reviews, excuse me, and things like that. So you understand what's happening over here. It's pretty obvious, and need to just make sure that link juice is flowing from larger quantities at a higher tier level, but lower quality, because you don't want to like spend to a link from inc.com or cnn.com at a tier 3 level, because that's you're going to be wasting your juice. You If you get a CNN link, you want to link it directly to your site, right? Because it'll push down a lot of juice directly. It won't dilute the juice while it's flowing. So so that's that. And if you need to understand how these backlinks work in the whole scenario, and eventually your site will rank for all the different keywords that are semantically implied in your tiers, and your page will rank. And of course, it looks at the content of your page, and then the algorithm looks at the content of these pages at the very basic level, right? There are a lot of other factors that go in to ranking, which I'm not really touching base here, but you should know that there's user experience also, how users behave on your site traffic, on-page optimization, off-page optimization, how you've optimized this page on page, how technically sound is your site, what kind of content you're using on your tier 1 links, how's your off-page optimization, what kind of anchors are you using, what's the trust of each of these pages. So there's a ton of factors that go in, and we'll address that in other videos. But right now, uh, this was all about backlinks, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you've understood exactly what this is, because this is very, very important. So this is basically backlinks in a nutshell. I hope you sort of understood the whole concept behind if you're a beginner. And what I will do is I'll supplement this now with an actual walkthrough of me going out there and actually creating these links on websites back to the page that we publish. So that will give you a good walkthrough and a better understanding if you're totally new to this game. Mind you, if you're experienced in this, you already know this stuff, so you can just skip right ahead. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye now.